Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw the Tin Woodman from Wizard of Oz. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. For those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Now, did you notice what I said? The Tin Woodman? Apparently, doing my research, the Tin Man is not his name, he's the Tin Woodman, and he's not also the Tin Woodsman, it's the Tin Woodman. Crazy, right? Things you find out whenever you're doing research. But yeah, that's basically the idea, is he's the Tin Woodman. And apparently, like in the original story, and you know what, maybe I shouldn't be saying this because I didn't really research, I just kind of did a quick, like, hey, give me some details. It sounded like the original Tin Woodman was, well, according to the thing I found, said was in love with like a munchkin or something like that, or in love with something, and the witch put a spell on him to hack off his own limbs with his axe. Crazy, right? So again, it's kind of like the whole story of the guy that was poisoned by the silver paint. So I don't know whether it's true or not. So kind of same thing with that. Is like, ooh, I don't know whether this is a true story or not. So maybe I shouldn't be saying that. You know what I mean? That is a long arm. You know what? I'm going to leave it. I'm going for dramatic right now, so that'll work for me. Can you hear the dog outside? Again, I've got my window open. Again, trying to enjoy some of the Texas weather. But the dogs are out in the backyard barking at something. Not my dogs. Neighbors' dogs are out there barking at something. So you might hear every now and then a little barkity bark bark. Is there? He doesn't have any ears. Well, he does. Oh, he does. Okay. Gotcha. I see it now. I see it. Alright. Sorry, I got a little quiet there. I was concentrating. But I think I'm good. I think I'm happy with my drawing here. Because usually I gotta get the details down. I gotta get the specifics, right? Oh, you know what? I need to figure out what I'm going to do for the axe. That'll work. But also, I think that'll work for the drawing. I don't think there's any more I really need to do because most of it's going to be inked in anyway. I'm just trying to make sure I get close to what they did. Yeah, I think that'll work. There you go. That was a quick sketch. That was really easy. Let me erase some of it though, not in a bad way. But well, normally what I do is I throw the first few lines of just trying to get the placement, the position, and the proportions right. And then when I get more confident, I press harder. But the sketch kind of worked out, so I got to be careful with what I'm erasing because I'm following the sketch. But normally I say follow your confidence, get rid of your sketchiness. Sometimes sketch works, like this time. So I think that's good. I can see enough of where I'm going to go. So I say we welcome everybody that skipped the Sharpie portion and get going. Welcome skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. Sketch the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. So I'm just going to jump right in. Oh, and if you want to see more Wizard of Oz, check out that playlist right there, or check out the playlist in general, because I do so many that I've probably already drawn what you're looking for, or if not, give me a shout and we'll see what we can do. So I'm just going to jump right in with his eyes. I usually do the top of the lids just to see how I've got him level and going the right way, but he's pretty much looking straight at you. So we're just going to do this with the top of the lids again, looking at you, so I'm not too worried about angles. So I'm going to draw the retina, the color part of the eye, then just kind of dab just a little bit for the pupil, like that. And for the bottom of the eye, it's going to bleed if I go all the way across, so you're welcome to do it, but I just kind of come back a little bit, just kind of imply that it's going back. I let color take care of more of that and the retina to kind of give the implications of the bottom of the eye. All right, so let's give him his eyebrow. Something like this. Okay, now his nose, I'm going to do a little bit of a bridge. I hardly ever do this because I want color to take care of that, but he's got that little hollow nose that I kind of have to do this to give it that point, right? The problem is he's looking right at you, so all you see is that circle on his nose, but just know that it's like a long, you know, almost if it was like this. That's the point on his nose, but when he turns, that's when you see it. So we kind of just have to do that. I'm going to give him his mouth. Like that. And I'm not worried about a top lip. I'm not even going to worry about a bottom lip because his jaw is going to be taking care of that big metal jawline that he has. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that for the bottom part, like this. And that'll be like his lip. Right? He's got a lip, but I'm not going to worry about drawing it because of the use of that. Okay, so it's going to come over here and attach to the side of his head. I'm just going to bring it around. Again, following my sketch. But I'm also going to thicken it up just a little bit. Now see how it's not perfectly around? That's okay. I mean, try to make it right, but I'm okay if it's not, you know? A little rivet holding it in. Now, I'm going to thicken up my edges a little bit. You don't have to, especially if you're working with pencil. It might look a little strange. But when I switch over to that Sharpie right there, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. The thickness of the line. That's what I mean by line width. So I'm trying to match where it's going to go. And that's just because I know what it's going to look like, so I know the plan. I know where it's going. So the side of his head is going to go up like this. You can see some rivets. And his ear, you can see a little bit of that. That's it. That's all we can really see. And then again, there's more rivets on this side. So I'm gonna do the same thing, a little bit of an ear, like that. The rivets are gonna go up there. This subtle rivet, subtle. Okay, and his head is kind of, his hat is kind of little whimsically askew, as me and my daughter like to say. Off to the side here, so I'm gonna just kind of make it all wonky to the side like that. All right, continue that line up, and it's got a little handle on it. So before I draw the edge, I do want to draw a circle like this, and there's another edge to it, so I'm gonna up like that, out and in, and then I'll connect this, and then draw the rest of it. A little funnel hat. Well, there's all kinds of stuff outside my window today. I still hear the dogs. I hear an airplane. It's just super loud. I'm going to connect it just a little bit like this, just to show the top, but that's it. We're good with that. So, he's got a bow tie. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. I never did till just now. So his collar, I'm going to draw the bow tie first, just to control what it looks like, and also just because it's a little more subtle and thinner, almost like facial features, that I want to do with the smaller Sharpie, as opposed to that big one, because that big one is going to be a really thick line. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Ooh, listen to the pretty birds. And that's funny, isn't there one in this song too? If you only had a heart, the birds were singing and chirping. Funny. Okay, anyway. Alright, I'm switching over and I'm going to do his collar. So it's going to kind of come up like this. Move back around. And see how much thicker this is? That's what I meant. Like I want to be able to control this. To where it's manageable, right? So I'm gonna come down here like that. And let's go ahead and draw a neck. I want to do that with a smaller one because, again, I can control it much better. Subtle. All right. So he's got his metal body and his arms. They have. Oh, I didn't draw that. Okay, his arms have like these. Not riveted, but layered pieces on his shoulders, right? So I'm going to draw the front of the barrel type kind of thing, like that. Then the shoulders, let's see, I'm going to attach the top of it like this, and that's going to attach to his shoulders. So now I can do the back of it, now that I've established the stop point. You know, I don't want to draw through that. Like that. Pretty simple. I think I should do this barrel chest and then build off that. All right, let's go ahead and do it. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw the whole thing. Come over here and connect it. And he has the rivets down the middle. But I think I want to do that with the small Sharpie. Let's see. Let's try it with the small Sharpie and see if it's too small. Because I can always go back over this with the thick one, but I can't make this thinner, you know? So let's just try it. Yeah, I kind of like that. More subtle, you know? Let's go ahead and draw the rivets. Don't worry about if they're not evenly spaced. I mean, try, but don't obsess over it. Don't try to. Or don't be upset if it doesn't come out perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I like that. Let's thicken this up just a little bit. Again, if you're just drawing lines, you don't have to worry about thickening it up. I'm just talking about my Sharpie lines. It's not quite as thick as that, but it's not quite as thin as a normal crease line that I usually do. Okay, so again, he's got kind of riveted, or not riveted, layered shoulder pieces that are connected like that. So I'm going to do a couple more just to show the layers that we're going into, because these are big metal chunks, so obviously they designed it a little bit so it can be movable, but not have to connect. It's actually an ingenious design if you think about it. Let's do the arms. Let's go ahead. So like I said, this is just a big chunk, a big flat piece, or not big flat piece, but a big metal piece that goes around. Then there's the armpit. Let's see if I can find a good picture. Okay, so then there's the, let's do another one here. It's kind of like the elbow piece, like that, right? And then the forearm. And I'll connect all that in a second. And it does have a seam, which I want to put in here. Like that, and then I'll connect this with, like, obviously it's a guy in a costume, right? So there's something a little flexible underneath, like that. All right, so his hand is just pretty much doing this, nothing too crazy. So I'm gonna come out, and he's got those gloves that have like hollow points, like hollow tips that are like circles. So I'm come out here from the thumb and kind of do that. It's kind of like a flat point, you know, because it's almost like his nose, a hollow finger. And he's got like a little bit of knuckle thing on here, so we'll do that. So like that. See, you can just see the fingers kind of coming out like that. That's basically what we're doing. Again, it's a costume, and it's well designed for when it was done. I mean, it was pretty ingenious what they did, but it's supposed to be just metal, you know. Awesome. This one is holding an axe, so we're going to get a little more complicated here. Not much, but just a little. I'm going to go ahead and draw his wrist first, so you can see where we are, and then build, because I want this in front of the forearm. Okay? Like that. So now, when I draw this stuff, which is going to do the elbow, like that. And draw like that. So see, it's kind of in front of that for the way that it's positioned. Okay, so his hand's holding the axe. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the thumb first over everything, right? Then the other fingers are wrapped around something, so they're kind of raised. They're not quite touching. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get a little creative and then come back and add some detail in a second. So just bear with me, and we'll complete it in 1 second. Something like that. Okay. So I kind of need to do the axe so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so let's draw the axe. So you can see that it's not a fist. It's like raised over like this because it's actually physically has something that's keeping it open. So you can see, you know, the tips like that. That's kind of the idea. All right, so let's just draw an axe. So make sure you draw it through the hand. Something like that, and regular old axe head, nothing too fancy. And we'll draw around like it's on it, right? Okay. Oh yeah. So let's finish up the hand, right? So I'm gonna say it's coming back from there, come through here. In like that, okay? Let's draw some details real fast. Just a little bit of fleshing it out, so to speak. Fleshing out the metal hand. So there you go, just something, a little something like that. All right. Let's draw his big old robot underwear. So he's got like a metal piece here that is connected, kind of like this, connected. So I'm going to draw the big chunk, this crotch piece like this, going up like that, and then the legs is connected by, looks like a strap coming down, like that, holding on the metal pieces. And I wanted to draw that first, so when I draw through the edge, I don't draw through this. Like I want it to look like that. You see what I'm saying? There you go. And same thing, there's another piece up like this. Kind of like the whole layered thing up there is just to give him movement, because with so many metal pieces it's almost impossible to be able to move unless you've got flexibility, which you don't with hard edges like that. So like I said, very ingenious the way they put it together, the way they gave him movement. I'm just drawing the legs real fast just so you see where we are. All right. Now, there is cloth, obviously, where he's wearing some kind of suit, so I do want to connect it right there. Looks good. Awesome. Okay, so big old huge metal knees. Again, there's not too much we can really do, just gigantic metal parts like that. And then again, more little parts. So let's see, bring this down like this. You can do them both at the same time. And there are a few little rivets and things that I'll add in a second. I just figured, yeah, let's just finish it. Let's just go ahead and do the whole thing. There's his foot. Oops. Should have been out this way a little bit. And this one I got kind of up, he's dancing, you know? Something like that. So there. Let me add just a little bit of detail and we'll be good. Again, it's mostly you know, metal parts. There's not too much I can really add, but I do want to break it up a little with a few little lines. And maybe a seam here and there, like another one here. I think it's got rivets, so let's go ahead and put a few in. Again, it'll break up the negative space either way. And maybe you can't quite see it here, but you can see a little bit of the seam. The rivets are on the other side. Well, no, I guess it's on this side, so let's go ahead and do it again. Just to keep it consistent, you know? But you know what? Hey, I think that's all we can really do. So I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is the Tin Woodman from the Wizard of Oz. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.